Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be playing a Bill Cipher dating sim. Yes, shocker, you might not even have known that this game exists. I don't think it has too much recognition. It really doesn't have the amount that it deserves, at least. It's a really high quality. Everything in it is beautifully drawn. Everything about it is literally fantastic. This game is really good. But yeah, it's probably strange and a surprise that this exists. Well, it does. I had this game for a couple days and I've been wanting to make a video. So yes, I am making a video right now. It's called The Love Triangle and there's Bill's shadow. And yes, I do know what Gravity Falls is. Thank you very much. Now we're gonna start the game. This game is rated T for teens, blah blah blah. Use of every pony Bill is gonna get drunk. I'm just kidding. No, he's not. Okay. Come on. Nice. Right off the bat, you guys can see this very beautiful background. It is really beautiful. That's what I think, at least. It's very well drawn. But that one green star out of all the rest is really annoying though. Also, this looks like it has been painted, even though I know it's not real paint. Anyways, let's get on with the dialogue. It was a warm July evening. The sun was just barely up, giving the pine trees around you a pinkish glow to them. Is this pink to you? Really? After a long trip, you gossel. Gossel? I never heard that word before. I never. It kind of sounds funny. Some water and wipe some sweat from your brow. You were in Oregon, the place where the infamous Bill Cipher statue was. I hope I pronounced that right. And for the first time in your life, you're going to see him in person. I like how the dialogue says in person, as if he's alive. Because like right now, he's still in his stone form. As you trot, hey, that's actually accurate because I'm a horse. If a human was playing this though, then that wouldn't be. As you trot up the path that lay deep in the pine wood, you notice a small gray hand sticking out from the bushes. I wonder what that could be. Curious, you decide to take a closer look. It was him. Yes, indeed it was. His statue lay there motionless, his body somewhat cracked and patched with growing moss. His limbs mostly gone, all except for the hand that he shook with Ford. And his eye, probably as big as your head, it would seem was all there. Wow, if his one eye is as big as my head, he must be one gosh darn big creature. You searched around the area for a bit, seeing if the treasure chest was taken, or even if it was there at all. It's right here, can you not see that? After all, you were the first to find him. I mean, I wouldn't know that for sure. After you found the treasure and the fake, seemingly meaningless gold coins, you stared at the statue and wondered what to do next. You received a fake gold coin in your bag. Oh, I didn't even realize I have a bag. Yeah, thanks for the coin. Thanks for the non-existent coin. I really appreciate it. Also, if we just don't see the dialogue box right here, you can see. Okay, what is that? Did Bill Cipher grow claws? Or is that the bush? You ponies can go and debate about that in the comments. Anyways. Oh, there it is. Scan coin. Plastic coin. A plastic coin you found from that treasure chest. You wonder how Stanley managed to put his face on it. Yeah, I do wonder. Like, imagine if you just got a Fluttershy coin that had my face on it. That would be really epic. But also kind of odd and confusing. Thanks for the gold coin. You end up taking pictures with the statue like any modern day pony would. I don't have a cell phone. Afterwards, you stare at his thin, small hand. Oh, apparently I can scroll it with my mouse and go back to the dialogue. Oh, okay, that's cool. You stare at his thin, small hand. Before the hunt for the statue started, you remember the rules said specifically to not shake the hand. Still, you can't help but wonder what would happen if you do. Shake the hand? I like how there's not even an option to say no. But absolutely, of course. You decided, as if you had no any other choice, to shake the hand. Every pony Bill has power over my computer. He can shake the screen. Within an instant, the statue changed before your eyes from a dull gray to shiny yellow gold. Personally, let me just say this. Personally, I prefer to write gray with an A. I don't know if it's Canadians or Americans who spell with an A, but I preferred the A version. I don't know why, that one just pleases me more. Too shiny, in fact, that you sort of had to shield your eyes from the sunglium refracting from it. Can you ponies just imagine me covering my eyes with my wing? Someone should draw that. His form had changed back to the way he was in the show. Perfect! Bow tie, top hat, his arms and legs, and most importantly, his big somewhat cat-like guy was all shown before you. He's alive, every pony! The Dean Dream has came back and is gonna take... What if he takes over Equestria? I better go warn Princess Celestia! Every pony? Unfortunately, she didn't respond. I hope Bill doesn't mean any danger for Equestria. When the transformation was finally done, he floated close to the ground, wide-eyed and seemed frightened. Oh no, what should I do to get him to calm down? It hardly seemed like he knew you were there. How the heck could you not notice a yellow pony with pink mane and wings? I mean, Bill has seen a lot of things, but I don't think he's seen anyone like me, or anyone like my pony friends. Here he is! Oh my! This is beautifully drawn. This is actual gorgeous art. I love it. Oh, also, I've been looking through the files and like the settings and lots of help tips. Okay, so apparently some of these buttons... Oh, yes. So if I press H, the dialogue disappears for that one shot. And all I can see now is just Bill floating. If you press V, then you can hear like some voice doing some like dub or voice acting. I don't know how to exactly say. If you press S, takes a screenshot. Those are the only 3 buttons I'm pretty sure that work. Anyways, back to the game. Ha, 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 ha. I'm alive! Holy heck, I actually survived that punch. I can't do a Bill impression. I really can't. I'm sorry. He stared at his hands. Doesn't look like it to me, shaking from excitement until he backed away a bit and stepped on a small branch while doing so. He flinched, now coming into realization that he wasn't alone. Did he seriously just realize that? Wow. He stared through you, shocked and a bit scared. The music really said, I'm out. He waved his hand around to see how you'd react. He noticed your eye follow his hand. This would be a pretty good time to turn on that voice thing.
Self-voicing enabled. He waved his hand around to see how you'd react. He noticed your eye follow his hand.
What the actual Celestia is this? Oh my, this game is epic. Except for that. What's the point? It's not like no pony can read or anything. This is so hilarious. I'm gonna turn this back on a bit later.
Disabled.
Ha, so you can't see me, huh? He mumbled to himself, his hands somewhat shaky. Guess I'm still in my physical form, even after all that mess. That's actually a big surprise. I wouldn't have expected that. The demon blinks a few times, puffs up his chest, straightens his bow tie, and speaks. Well, kid, you sure took your sweet time, but I'm glad you found me. Feels like I've been stuck here for ages. He turns around and starts to float away, waving at you with one hand. Wow, he's so not hostile. He's way less hostile than compared to the show. Anyway, later, sucker. When you both turn and look at your wrists, why would I just randomly do that? Why would I just randomly look at my hoof? Like, seriously, if you would see Bill and he leaves, what's the first thing you would do? Probably not look at your hoof. A faint glow of what looks like a transparent chain binds you to. Why? Wait, a chain? How in the world did that get there? Wait.
Self-voicing
Oh,
enabled.
come on! This is not what I was...
Self-voicing disabled.
Be quiet! Pfft, that's cool. Oh my, yes. Let's hold hands. I'm just kidding. Bill, now seeming to once again lose his composure, started to frantically try to free himself from the chain. I don't think that's gonna do much, buddy. No. No! Oh my, the music. Yes, I love this music. I spent years stuck at a stupid rock, and now this... I mean, I saved it in 2022. And now, that's really loud. I know for you ponies, it's probably not, but for me, this is like a volume 70 or something. Hold on, Bill. Okay, it's 2022. You only spent 6 years, so not even a decade. I don't think that's so long for a creature who's immortal like you, Bill. As the dream demon panicked, he stood there and wondered what to do. What do you do now? I mean, I feel really bad for him. He doesn't deserve this at all. I'm gonna try to calm him down. You decided to try to calm him down. He stopped trying to free himself from the chains and looked at you like you were nuts. Calm down? Calm down? Do you have any idea what this chain means, kid? He held up the chain as if he were playing a bizarre version of show and tell. Not gonna lie, Bill, with my voice? Very weird. This means we're soulbound. Why would you expect me to know that, though? It means... Oh, whoops. I'm stuck with you for life. This can be either good and bad, depending on how you're interpreting it. Clearly, Bill isn't happy about it. He dropped the chain, and with a sign, his tension eased a bit. Thanks anyways for trying, kiddo. Well, since I'm stuck with you, I might as well get to know ya. What's your name anyway? That shifted real quick. No one, literally no one. Bill. Oh no, I'm stuck with the pony. Anyways. Okay, I've gone through the files, and I did like a lot of research. And apparently if I enter some specific names, he's gonna have different reactions. Characters from the show, people who worked on the game. I'm gonna try to do the ones that I remember from the top of my head. Foxy, my gal, welcome back. Did you like my Sunray impersonation? You didn't you? I mean, I wasn't there when that happened. Did I miss something? You know, I might be a triangle, but I must be pretty great at acting. I even faked blushing. What the? Whoa. Talent much? The only time we got to see Bill without his eyebrow in this game. And it worked too. You were pretty flustered. It was adorable. Oh my. Anyways, let's get back to the game, shall we? No. That is not my name. Let me try to think of someone else. What, huh? Pfft, gotta tell ya, it sure has been a while. It's felt like centuries since our last meeting. Of course, it's not like a few years would matter to us immortals, right? Heh. Okay, when is just short for Wednesday? Who the heck is Wednesday? And is Wednesday immortal? I feel like I should really know about this. One more I can remember from the creators. What? What the? That didn't... I don't think that was meant to happen. Well, if it ain't the healer herself. How's it going? You playing this game for... Bill! Oh my language! Come on, I bet there's some 4-year-olds watching this. Come on. For... Not gonna say that word. And giggles, or are you here to do some editing? I'm not healer, but actually I'm just making a video. Either way, it's nice to see ya. Nice to see you too, Bill, even though I'm not healer. There's a lot of characters from the show that if you entered their name, it's gonna react to a specific way. I spy with my all-seeing eye. The one thing in this forest that isn't a pine tree. Guess what? It's you. You could have said it another way to not make it seem like a compliment. Or flirt. Anyways, so you're implying that you're a pine tree? All these rocks, leaves, and bushes, the sky, and you're telling me everything in this forest is a pine tree, except for me? What? Every pony, Bill Pine Tree confirmed. Bill is a pine tree confirmed. Pretty sure there's some other ones I can do. Wait, what? Why? So many glitches. Also, every pony, just a heads up, this game is no longer in production. It was gonna be like a whole game, but the creators only finished chapter 1, unfortunately. Oh, come on, I'm sure your name is Shooting Star. Try giving me your real name. Why would you want to know, Bill? I know Stanley Pines when I see one. I know you ain't him. You wouldn't know that unless you're looking through your camera. I mean, through my camera. He's a genius with 12 PhDs and you're not. Maybe I'm not, but Twilight most likely is. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like she is. Why don't you try giving me your real name? You don't look like a Sixer to me. Sixer is just a nickname Bill gave to Ford because he has 6 fingers. Believe me, if you really are Seuss, you probably wouldn't be playing this game. He knows this is a game? Wow. Of course, the Dream Demon can do anything, including breaking the 4th wall. He'd probably be sick of a dating sim as it is. How did you know that happened? Did you just decide to one day watch Gravity Falls for yourself? Come on, what's your actual name? I remember this one, but just a heads up, Tiffany or... No. Giffany. I'm pretty sure Giffany was the girl in the dating sim that Seuss was playing in that one episode. Yeah, totally me. That's totally me. This ain't that type of dating sim. How do you know? I mean, break the 4th wall makes a lot of sense. Come on, what's your actual name? Okay, where were we? Trying to remember. Oh, yeah. You don't look like a redhead, or at least that one, I mean. Okay, but what if your name is actually Wendy? Like, what if the store Wendy just decided to date a triangle because the store Wendy is just a single and is very sad? Yes, I know. I feel very bad for the store Wendy to be single. But seriously, what if your name was Wendy? Well, to everyone I know who's going to be a parent, I'm going to tell them to not name their kid Wendy. Pretty sure Seuss is not a real name, though. So does that mean you know that I have a pink mane? What? There's one more I can remember. What was his name? Pretty sure you ate a 10-year-old porcelain doll. Roasted! Gideon got roasted! Yay! I mean, no one likes Gideon. Bill is like a villain who everyone likes. Like, is a fan of. But I don't think anyone likes Gideon. Even if he looks like a baby. That's not gonna convince anyone. Wow, you really want to know my name. Wait. How could I forget the most important one? Yes, I am Bill Cipher. Did you know that? It's cute that you named yourself after me, but you ain't fooling anyone. Clearly, I'm not fooling you. Okay, but what if my name... what if I was actually Bill? What if my name was Bill? Like, we have Bill Cipher, Bill Nye. Those are the only 2 Bills I can think of from the top of my head. But really, what if your name is Bill? Not everything has to be related to you, Bill Cipher. Okay, fine. Wait. One more. There we go. I was spelling Illuminati. Illuminati. With a capital I. Bill really likes his capitals. If you try any of those names with a lowercase, he's not gonna know. Don't you have a sense of humor? Why don't you try your actual name instead? Look. If I say Dipper with a lowercase, he's not gonna react. He's gonna think I'm normal. Blah, 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 blah. Look, every pony, I hacked the system. Oh, I ain't fooling you? You're telling me I ain't fooling you? Oh, really? Really? What about this? Huh? See, it did work. Why are you talking to yourself, huh, Bill? Why? Well, that's not my name, so I'll just go with my real one. What the? Excuse me? Bill, that is my name! How dare you say it's not? That was a weird glitch. Huh, wait. I feel like I've heard of you before somewhere. Every pony, Bill knows me! Bill knows who I am! I wonder. Go subscribe to my channel! Bill, go subscribe to my channel! I swear. Please, sub! I would do anything to get your subscription. So tell me, Fluttershy, what brought you up here in the first place? How did you know I was even here? You stood there quiet for a moment. How do you tell someone you saved them because you knew them from a show? As it was, this whole scenario was too surreal to even believe it was happening. I mean, come on. I live where I have to defeat dragons. I see dragons. I talk to my pony friends. There's so many strange creatures in Equestria, and you're telling me that Bill would be the strangest out of them all? Sure, try convincing me. But bizarre as it was happening. As you stared off into space, Bill started rummaging through your things and took out your purchased copy of the journal. I don't remember buying a journal. Wait, you mean the journal from like Gravity Falls? Like the one Ford wrote? Oh, I didn't know they had real versions of those. I wonder which ones they made. I mean, it doesn't specify which number it is. It's still in good shape, and it even has a store-bought cover still on it. Oh ho ho, what have we? Huh? Why do you have a copy of Ford's old journal? And why does it look new? Wait. Everybody, listen.
Self-voicing enabled.
I'm sorry, I have to.
Bill, new.
The heck? Oh.
Back. Bill, and why does it look? Bill, new.
I like how it says Bill's name every single time because it's his turn to say some dialogue.
Self-voicing disabled.
Be quiet! It's clear that he has no idea where he is or the fact of his existence to you. Okay, let me answer those questions. Number 1, you're in force. Number 2, yes, I can see you. He's gonna learn eventually anyway, but after the events so far in 2 mental breakdowns, you're not really sure if you can take any more surprising news right now. Why are you surprised if I can see you? I'm a Pegasus. I mean, come on, Bill. I'm sure you know what that is. What do you do now? Tell him what's up. Lie to him and distract him with a compliment. Applejack would not want me doing this, and I just wouldn't do that either. Honesty is always best policy. Decided to tell him the origins of the book, who wrote it, and why you know Bill in the first place. He floats there, still staring strangely at you. So you're telling me that you nod. Pfft, I'm just kidding. That I came from a show. Yes. Then a man with a silly goatee and in love with a plane maid, and he made the stupid replica of that diary also? You nod for a 3rd time. He seems to look at you like you came from a mental ward. Haha, very funny. So funny in fact that I almost believe you. He didn't even put it in the past tense. Only a little more convincing to go.
Self-voicing enabled. Bill, haha. Very funny. So funny, in fact, that I almost believe you.
That is very weird.
Self-voicing disabled.
That is so weird. If that was true, why the heck is my statue here, huh? As he said that, he tossed you the book and tugged at the chain, as if you were a dog on his leash. Bill, what are you going for? What are you trying to do here? I'm not Winona. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but that's not me. I think you're confusing me. I'm a Pegasus, not a dog. Anyway, what's the holdup, kiddo? Are we gonna stand here in the forest until dark, or are we gonna get a move on? Wow, the music really again said, I'm out. As the twilight fades into a starry night, oh, I didn't know twilight is in this game. You notice that the events you're experiencing right now can't be undone. Wasn't that made obvious though? You didn't really expect to be even out here for this long, but given the current events, it's not like there was anything you could do about it. I wonder if Twilight could whip up some spell to break the chain. I'm sure Bill would be grateful for that. Here he is again. You've noticed that Bill, the very being you're chained to, looks doubtful on the situation both of you are in. Even if he's a psychotic dream demon and you've known him through the show, you realize that you may need to get to know the real him to gain his trust. You start putting up some options. I wish I had more, cause I would definitely have to say more than this. Yeah, let's ask, how are you, Bill? You try to ask a triangle how he is to, I don't know, give him some sort of comfort, I guess. He replies with a skeptical sort of look. What does it look like? I'm chained to a lifetime of misery thanks to you. No, it's not my fault. I didn't do this on purpose. I'm sorry. I would do anything to get you out of here if that's what made you happy. Doesn't look too good now, does it? I'm sorry. Probably not the best time to bother him about the situation. I promise, Bill, we're gonna get you out of this, and you're gonna be free once again. Even though that's probably not the best idea. Constellations? Ooh, constellations. I want to know about that stuff. You try to keep Bill entertained by asking him what constellations are up tonight. The demon rolls his eye for a moment before you mention something about seeing the summer triangle. He glances at you for a moment before turning his gaze upward. Oh, you mean that? That's formed by the Altair, Deneb, and Vega. They also happen to be the brightest stars in the 3 constellations of Aquila, Cygnus, and Lyra, respectively. Look at this genius being smarter than Twilight. I mean, look at this genius doing all this, I don't know, astrology homework. Is that even a thing in the place where you come from? Astrology. That would be a cool class to attend. I'm sure Twilight would have loved it. He seems to be interested on the subject, despite that you just looked that up on the net. So what? I have data now? Good thinking, you. By the way, just because it's a triangle doesn't mean that it's gonna impress me more. I mean, it is what got your attention, so I don't know if this is a lie, Bill. You must have looked that up, didn't ya? Yeah, obviously. I'm not the smart one from my friends. You're trying to think about something else that might work. What do you mean, work? What is it that I'm trying to do here? I mean, I don't know if Bill's interested in human food, but pony food, yes! 1,000 times better than human food. Whatever human food is, I know pony food is better. You asked Bill if he would like to get some grub, or at least eat something just for the sake of the travel. If I could really control what I would ask what he eats. Because seriously, what does he eat? Also, I don't even know if he needs to eat. Because, like, he's not that type of being. I guess he only eats because it tastes good. I mean, I agree with that choice. Food is good. Bill rolled his eye. Oh, wow, human food. I love to not. But I was never saying that you have to eat human food. I was talking about pony food. Well, that didn't work. What else? I guess I'm just gonna click the last one. Seeing as how no other option was useful in the slightest, you asked him that maybe it would be a better idea to get out of the woods. Yeah, seems like the only good plan your head can come up with. Come on, this way. Where the heck is this guy leading me? And soon he lists the way to somewhere. At this point, the sun had almost set completely, leaving them. Who's them? You mean us? Leaving you two walking in the dark almost. Plus, gosh, the forest was so incredibly thick it was hard to walk through it at all. Well, hard for you anyway, not for Bill. He on the other hoof was completely phasing through everything that touched him. The music once again really said, I'm out. Everything, of course, except for the chains binding you two. You mean the chain? It was strange. Somehow, you two were chained together, and yet there really was no feel to it at all. Like it was some sort of hologram. Probably is. As he held away, you were so busy distracted in thought that suddenly you slipped over the edge of the gravel below you, right into a not-so-conveniently placed hole. Can't Bill fly, though? Bill reluctantly is pulled and falls with you. Hey, Fluttershy, watch out! After the initial shock of falling, the demon flusters as he tries to yank the chain up, but sadly was unsuccessful. Can't Bill fly, though? Like, couldn't he just drag me out by flying? Also, I know this is from a human's perspective, but if it was really me in this story, then at least I could fly out. Imagine if that was the reality. Yeah, why won't you move? Every pony, face reveal. Yes, I was a human all along. I'm just kidding. Obviously, this is from a human's perspective. Bill was frustrated that all he could do was be pulled down by you. Reluctantly, he was dragged down into what seemed like an endless hole. Oh, this is the bottomless pit from that one episode. Doesn't he know that, though? I mean, if he spies on Seuss, too, wouldn't he know about the bottomless pit? It's probably been here for many centuries. I feel like an immortal being like he would really know about it, though. There was a good minute of yelling, mostly by your part and partially by Bill's, before the initial shock passed and your throat grew sore. Why would Bill be yelling? I mean, he probably is going to survive this, and he probably knows that, right? Guess you were going to be here for a while. Wow, I really wouldn't want to imagine just falling. Good thing I do have wings. You and Bill floated in the darkness, and after a good few minutes, he calmed down some. After a bit of adjusting, the fall became easier to get used to. I don't think I could ever get used to it if I had no wings and if I was a human. I mean, this really does seem scary. I really wouldn't want to be in this situation. The demon in front of you, of course, floated with ease, since he was so used to floating already. What? That's what I'm saying. What? I didn't say anything. From his expression, you could easily tell he was aggravated. I ain't no awkward pony. Bill blinked slowly at the question, looking at you foolishly. Yeah, perfectly dandy. I mean, we're stuck together for less than an hour, somehow you've managed to make us fall into a hole. Which, thanks for that, by the way, I'm so grateful. He scoffs as you float there in silence. Technically, what all had happened wasn't really your fault, yet you couldn't help but feel he was blaming you for everything. He is blaming you for some stuff of it. Guess you really should have been more careful. Before either of you could speak another word, a small light illuminated below. Heaven, here I come! Pfft, I'm just kidding. The small circle of white growing bigger and bigger as you fell. So what? Is that Celestia or something? But in moments, you remembered that you were still falling, and there was a strong possibility that there will be a cold, hard ground you'll meet at the end of it. If this is from a human's perspective, I'm pretty sure that human would not have forgotten about that one episode in the bottomless pit. So why need to worry? Also, why would Bill be upset? He would most likely survive the fall anyways. Your instinctive reaction was to close your eyes, hold your head, and scream as you fell for the inevitable. Wow. Immediately, you tugged on the chain until you could grab onto him. What the? He was a demon and could probably survive the fall, but it was always better safe than sorry. Plus, you were pretty terrified and needed to grab onto something. Screams filled the dark hole as you both fell closer and closer to your doom. Wow. At least I got one hug with Bill, if you can really consider that a hug. I mean, what else would it be? Let's hope either of you could survive this. Whoa. That's a dramatic, sad ending. The end. I'm sad this game is so short. I would have wished so bad for the creators to finish. Even though I know it has been declared that it's not going to be finished, I still have some hope that maybe one day, just one day, the creators will return to this game. And when they do, I'm going to play it. What if I choose a different option? Okay, so for this one, doesn't do any difference. Okay, what if I do this? I bet Rainbow would do that. It's very likely of her. You thought it was amusing seeing him get out of one bind just to find himself stuck in another, so you couldn't help but chuckle. He stopped trying to free himself from the chains and snapped. What? Is this funny to you? You think this is a joke? You know what this chain means, right? He held up the chains as if he were playing a bizarre version of show and tell. This means we're soulbound. It means I'm stuck with you for life. He dropped the chain and had the most sinister look on his face, which seemed pretty difficult to tell since all he had on it was one eye. Doesn't really seem sinister to me. I can make your life a living nightmare, or I can be your best friend. Your choice. He floated up next to you and leaned his arm on your shoulder. He still seemed cocky, and the more you were around him, the more you felt unwelcomed. Oh, so now it's the same thing. Come on, stupid mouse. Right. You know what? How about this? Oh, come on! You know, the whole point of this is so you can decide what to be called as. Oh, so I don't even have to say my name. But hey, if you want, I'd happily pick for you. I guess I'll let you pick. So tell me, Mac. Big Mac? I'm not Big Mac. What brought you up here in the first place? How did you even know I was here? Okay, let's go to the skipping. Okay, what if this happens? I feel like that's what Rarity would do. No offense, Rarity. I feel like you're really that flirty type of pony. You told the demon how much of a cutie he was. I get it, but I kind of don't. I know it has something to do with geometry and triangles, but I don't remember how he was and how you never heard of this Fortsy he mentioned. Wow, Rarity. If you really would have done this, then that's kind of sad. Bill's grip on the book loosens, but his expression doesn't change. You just had to, didn't you? Wow, he's really smart. Really funny, kid. I'll let it slide for now, but I know something's up. Wow. He doesn't even care. What the? Okay. Yeah, the same clip. Same good old clip. We did all of this, so... What if I say... Wait. That was funny. I don't know why. Let's just go to... Yes, I did play this game multiple times. Just watch. I don't know why, it just looks funny to me. That was so fast. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say nothing because I'm that awkward. He looks kind of mad, upset, but also as if he feels bad. I don't know if I'm interpreting this the wrong way, but that's just how I see it. Oh, why are you sad, Bill? For a bit, you stay quiet. Maybe talking to him might make him feel worse, especially since you were the entire reason why you two were falling down the hole in the first place. A second ago, you said it wasn't your fault entirely. You both floated there, staring elsewhere in silence. Every now and again, you two would steal glances at each other in the long duration of the silence. Just imagine sitting in silence and then every so often glancing at the other creature in the room. How long had you two been floating down here? It felt like hours. It was awkward. Actually, the person who would have said nothing is awkward. Oh, so it's the same thing. Wow, I really wish they would have finished this. Well, I think I covered pretty much anything and everything that there is to this game. Anyways, I hope every pony enjoyed this video. Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Bye, Gold. Bye!
Mici nas. Śmiało kiedy wideo. Ja. Bill Cipher.
Bill Cipher dating app.
Sim. Dating sim.
You're dating him?
Well, it doesn't get to the date part, but that's what it was intended for.
Yeah. So that way it is.
At Fluttershy.
Yeah, at Fluttershy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Can you use the microphone for something else?
No.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
What is it for then?
Oh, I'm using it for the video record.
Your voice is gonna be...
Yeah, super high quality.
Oh, I thought it's gonna be louder.
No. It's just...
So you can't do ASMR?
Yes, you can. Huh? Okay, bye.
It's not even loud.
You can't hear yourself only once the video has been recorded. No, now bye. It's not a microphone.
You can't do
you're saying.
ASMR?
Yes, you can. You don't hear yourself right now, but when the video's done, you do. Why? That's not how computer mics work, you know.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
Or whatever his problem is. Oops. It hardly seemed like he knew... Blah, blah.
No.
I heard you say that.
I didn't say it. You're not a pony. You can leave this now.
Hi guys, I'm Fluttershy. Fluttershy imposter. I found a Fluttershy imposter.
Kiss watch.
I'm gonna eat the chocolate.
Yes, I will.
It's good to me.
No, it's not yours. I'm gonna eat
What
it.
is this?
The Bill Cipher dating sim, but don't touch anything.
What he's just talking.
No, he just got brought back to life. Because he was frozen in stone. Okay, Sludge.
What?
Oh, you can then for them.
So apparently, you're his girlfriend?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
You have a crush on him?
Yeah.
How much crush is fictional? You're like,
Only two. I don't like Garcello.
You didn't know. I mean, what the heck? They also happened to be. Oh my. After a small moment, you let out an awkward cough. I'm just gonna skip that part. Wow, I can't even see it. Wait, what? I can see that it's gradually becoming darker. That's a cool edit. Cause check this out. Oh wait, never mind. I guess I saw it wrong. Everything, of course, everything of the music really again said. Reluctantly was dragged down into the hole. It seemed reluctantly was dragged down like he would really. Technically, we'll all have had. He was a demon and could probably. He was clear that it's probably not gonna be that it's not gonna be finished. Do that. Seems very, very likely. Hey, that's not what I meant to do. I feel like you're really that flirty type of pony. Do with geometry and triangles, but I don't. One Celestia, same good old clip. Okay, you know what? I'm not doing. Just wait. Oh my. I hope every pony enjoyed. Remember,